All right, catching up on the last 2 days of Titans training camp. So, starting out with yesterday, 8-2, Calvin Ridley returned to practice after missing Friday, which was non injury related, just a rest day for him. Peter Skoronski was also back on the field. And yesterday's training camp practice was probably the best practice that the offense has had since the pads have come on. In the team period, Cam Ward completed passes to David Martin Robinson and Alec Iomanner. The one to Iomanner was a bullet between two defenders. And he also had one incomplete to DK, who probably could have jumped and got it. And like always, shout out to Teron Davenport for his camp notes. Then in 7-on-7, Ward was almost intercepted by Baker on a slant to Ridley. He and Ridley weren't on the same page on a dig route a couple plays later. Now, Ridley did have a nice catch on a double move for a long catch. Ward got it in there before Xavier Woods was able to come over and break it up. Kevin Zeitler and Jeffrey Simmons exchanging wins against each other. Cam Ward had a pretty throw to Bryce Oliver on a 9 route for a big gain. And Jalen Duncan just keeps winning in 1v1s. That being said, Femi Oladipo getting better. He was able to pretty much win all of his one-on-one reps from the training camp practice on 8-2, used the speed off the edge and power on other reps. One notable thing is that Cam Ward did have Ridley open on a go route, dropped the ball in a good spot, but Calvin Ridley dropped it. And like I said, yesterday's practice on 8-2 was probably the offense's best day, as Ward was in the team period, was also able to step up in the pocket, slide to his left, and buy time for Van Jefferson to come open. He also found Van Jefferson on a slant route the next play, and then Ridley on one a few plays later. Now, as good as yesterday's practice was for the Titans offense, today was the polar opposite. As you can see here from Easton Freeze, today is what you might call a very bad football practice. Down here from Terry McCormick, Brian Callahan just ended the Titans practice with a Pro Vandy field tirade to the offense on how poorly they practice. So yeah, not a good day for the Titans offense on 8-3. The only interception Cam Ward threw was to Amani Hooker in a 1v1 against Xavier Restrepo. That being said, he did have a couple other throws that were almost intercepted. The defenders just couldn't come down with them. But I believe Brian Callahan's words were basically today's practice by the offense was fucking dog shit. So not good for 8-3's training camp practice. They go down this next week and have joint practices with the Buccaneers. Let's hope they can clean things up, tighten up.